Hello YouTube, this is the Stabby Brit, and this is my review of the human team. Now, I've gone with the the recommended team loadout. To be honest, can't really find any issues with it. I think I agree with this particular setup.
Are magic sponges really magical?
That's a trade secret, Jim.
Except I just do that. There we are. Just to spend the last of it, why not get a little bit of fan factor? Okay. Let's look at the players, shall we? To start off with, we have the lineman. The default lineman, 6338, the lineman upon which all other linemen are based and or judged. They're average. Really nothing else to say there. Next, the blitzers. These guys are pretty good. General and strength of skills, an extra point of movement, and block. You can take 4 of them. I think you can take 4 of some others as well. Yeah, you can take 4 catches as well, but I'm not sure I would do that in a human team. But that's just me. While we're here, let's look at the catcher. So, movement of 8, which is very nice. Strength 2, something to watch out for. Agility 3, armor value 8, which is incorrect. But human catchers have always had armor value 7. This has been a constant in the game since time immemorial. There has never been anything to change that. I don't understand why it's been changed here. Thankfully, their skills have not changed. They have dodge and they have catch. It really is everything you could possibly want in a catcher. Except maybe the shoddy strength. And thrower. Once again, the lineman stats. They have pass, as you'd expect, and sure hands. This skill is possibly the most important skill of the human thrower, because as any veteran of Blood Bowl will know, the odds of picking up the ball without sure hands are about 1 in 36. In that you will only do it once every other game. If you think I'm kidding, my first game with the Chaos Firebrands, my entire half, every single turn, burning both my rerolls, I made 8 attempts to pick up the ball, 7 of which failed. Anyway, enough about my loathing and hatred of Nuffle for betraying me. Let's look at the big guy. So, Ogre. Movement 5. Not bad. Strength 5. Good. Agility 2. Okay. Armor value 9. Good. Armor value 9 is what you want in a big guy. Bonehead. Well, there are worse skills. Basically, he's got a 1 in 6 chance of not doing what you tell him. Of course, Loner. Thick skull, so he's a little bit harder to knock out. Throw teammate, which doesn't apply to human teams, so that's a waste of time. And mighty blow. I'll be honest, the ogre is not the best of big guys, but I would definitely suggest having one in your team later. You see, the recommendation is for 3 rerolls. You could go 2 in an apothecary, and you'd still have 10,000 left over for your fan factor, if that is what takes your fancy. So, shall we talk a little bit about tactics on the human team? Now, if you've played the single player, you'll probably have some idea of how human teams work. The single player is a hell of a lot easier than most of the matches you'll have to play, especially if you're playing online. Human teams tend to amass a lot of rerolls very quickly, and the main reason for this is that there's really not much else to spend your gold on. And the other reason for this, of course, is that while humans aren't bad, they aren't great. They are middle of the road. they, the 4 blitzers means they can do reasonably well in the fight, especially in the early game. Basically, as long as you're not playing against dwarfs, you're probably safe. You could go 4 catchers, which would later on, at least, once you start leveling them up a little bit, would let you do some pretty fancy agility plays. The throwers aren't bad, and they will get better. The linemen, there's just really nothing to say about them. They're probably going to be the ones who are soaking up all your rerolls. That or the ogre. Yes, so human teams... I think they probably get a bit of unfair stick. There's nothing wrong with human teams. Human teams are good, but they are not interesting the way other teams are. They're never going to be as bashy as dwarfs or chaos. They're never going to be as showy as elves are. They're never going to be as quirky as some of the teams that we don't have yet and possibly will never have. They're almost a team for people who don't really know what they want to do, in my opinion. Which is okay. They're definitely a good place to start. If you don't really know what you want to do, but the single player has given you a taste of the Reichland Reavers and what higher level human teams might play like, yeah, go for it. You will do a lot worse than human teams, and do not underestimate the fact that you can reasonably get 12 players in your starting lineup. Humans on early on, in around the TV 1000 level, they are not hurt by having players temporarily taken out of action the way other teams are. I mean, in Chaos, you start with 11 players. Dwarfs, you start with 11 players. Skaven, 11 players. Bretonnians, 11 players. Starting with 12 players is an anomaly, to say the least. You could potentially ditch a lineman, I guess. Drop him for an extra reroll, or apothecary. But I don't think it would harm your. I don't think it would harm you too much to go with this setup. So yes, human teams, they are. To damn them with faint praise, they are dependable, reliable, and an excellent fallback. They're just not interesting enough to be my first choice, nor I think the first choice of anyone I played Blood Bowl with. Honestly, I think the last time I played a human team was when I was first learning the game, and they came in the box with orcs. So there you are, potato people. And I will delete you because you have outlived your usefulness. Goodbye, potato people. It's got to be Bretonnians next now, hasn't it? Thank you for watching. Until next time.